What is it?
Okay, so we're live, but we haven't been added to the stream yet. You hear me?
I'm good on that. Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm gonna wait for you to come back. So it just sent out the notification. It
Okay.
should be. Ooh, my freaking thing is 10 stops away with my freaking mic. I'm gonna loop
What's up?
this.
How you doing, Daryl?
Okay, we got one person in here.
Yeah. No, I don't do that. No. Ain't no reason for that. Ain't no reason for that. Ain't no reason for that. Cause I'm not into all of that no more. That's a past life. Yeah. That's cool. Y'all enjoy yourselves.
Mm.
I'm listening. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's just another man. Yeah. Uh, see, all of that right there. That's negative. That's a negative. Everything that you just said, that's a negative. Cause it ain't. What'd you say? Did you say? Did you say? Did you say to find a bitch? Did you say to find a bitch? Did you say that? That ain't what they supposed to be called at all. Hey, watch that. Watch that. Thank you. Yeah, watch that. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Uh huh. That's null and void to me. That's null and void to me. I was just wondering why you coming over here to see her. Yeah, but you can't just be pulling up out of nowhere. Now you came here last time you did the same thing. All right, no problems.
Okay.
I'm ready. I
Okay.
apologize. Somebody was
That's
trying to
okay.
come at my wife.
Okay, so let me tell you, let me ask you. Okay, we got 4 people in here already. Hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start and get this off and let me see. Remove.
I do apologize about that. It's just
Oh,
family,
that's
you
okay.
know.
Okay, so can you see this? Well, I'll show it. You
Peace
should be
and
able.
blessings to everyone. The show will be starting soon. Anyone is able to come up and participate in the convo at any time. Yes, I do.
All right, so let me go ahead and do this. Woo. Okay. Can I cam this down? Okay. Peace, everyone. Peace and blessings and welcome. Let me take this banner off. Hold on. Let me add this person to the stream. And let me go to the comments. Hello, everyone that's here. Peace and blessings. My name is Unity. We have Pastor Knowledge. Then we have J Rock here. The title of the show is Black Fathers. Let's talk about it. Um, Let me know if you can hear me in the comments and if you can see everybody on the screen. I'm waiting for somebody to type back. They should be able to see.
What's
Peace.
going on, brother J Rock?
We can't hear you. Wait a minute. Let me unmute you.
I'm muting myself. I'm out here messing around in the garage, but I'm with y'all.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, yeah, we see the hole in I was just messing with you.
Now
Loud and clear.
we
Okay, good.
building on my son's BMW today, so I'm
That's
with
man.
y'all.
I'm my brother got a
Okay.
BMW. Them things is
For
a headache.
yeah, he's putting a body kit on it, man. We had to cut all kind of stuff out of it, man.
I
So
got to get me a lack, man. I got to go old school style. I got to get the Cadillac.
yeah, that's what's up. Now this is an
Okay.
'83, man. He's putting an old school belly body kit on it.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can everybody
Well,
hear
that's some
me?
good father bonding son time. I like that. I like to hear that.
I mean, stay with mine, man.
I know
Can you
that,
hear
man.
me? Hello?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go on and get started. First, we're just gonna do an intro. So Pastor Knowledge, welcome. Thank you for coming to the platform. Um, if you would introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are and what you're about. Just tell me about yourself.
All right. Well, the name in itself is Pastor Knowledge, also known as Brother Knowledge on other platforms, just known as Knowledge, period. But what I'm about is always, first and foremost, fatherhood, and then being a leader in my community, doing right by our people. So I'm a man of God above all.
Okay. J Rock. Oh my goodness. J Rock.
J Rock is across the way.
J Rock. Can you can you
I'm in here,
answer?
y'all. I can hear y'all. I heard
Can
the
you
question.
introduce
I, yes,
introduce yourself and
I'm
tell
J
us a little
Rock.
bit? Oh,
I'm
okay.
J Rock, family man. Just one of those that's always working. That's what I do. So I'm here for the knowledge as well.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. And let's see. So, okay. So we're gonna start off with some questions.
Um,
So first, I'll just ask. This is a question for everybody around the board. Pastor Knowledge, J Rock, anybody that's in the comments. Did you have a father in your life?
no, I didn't have a father in my life.
No.
No.
Okay. What about you, J Rock?
Yes, I had one that was in and out. He was, grew up with grandma, but he was there in the background.
Okay. Me,
Now, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say my father, he was there for a little bit, but then disappeared for a while. So I guess he was in and out. Go ahead, Pastor Knowledge. You had something to say? My
There's
name is Noble says no. Okay. Go ahead.
uh, there's a difference to me in the word father and dad, and I have a dad that has been in my life now. But when I was young, it was you know every blue moon or every holiday. You know, show the dad that shows you off to everybody. Hey, these is my boys, these is my kids, but really didn't have a lot of time for us because of whatever was going on in his life at the time. So when you ask me about a father, didn't have that, but a dad every now and again.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could differentiate them that way. That makes sense. Um, let's see. The next thing. What examples were you given as a child as far as fatherhood, and how did that affect you?
Um, I didn't really know about fatherhood because, I mean, I didn't even know I had a dad until my mom brought us up to Oklahoma City, and that's where we found out we had a dad. You know, me and my twin brother, and we started calling him the name that our mother told us. She said, "This is your dad, and this is his name." So she told us his name, and then she said that was our dad. So we called him Daddy, his name. I won't put his name out there, but the examples I had of men, let me say that because I didn't have an example of a father or a dad or anything like that until my grandfather came. But more so, we had examples of what not to do. How to leave the mother of your children, how to say that these kids ain't mine, how to just not be there. That's the type of example I was giving because the neighborhood I grew up in, you didn't see any type of dads out there. You might saw one or two, but you didn't see
Right.
them at a rapid rate.
Okay. What did you have to say, J Rock? Did you hear the question?
Yes, just repeat it again so I can get back what I was gonna
Um,
say. I was listening to brother. Go ahead.
what examples were you given as a child as far as fatherhood, and how did that affect you?
Well, it was always family orientated in our family. Now, as far as you talking about getting it from my father or getting it just in general.
I mean, both.
Okay, well, in general, just as family, well, like I said, we got a big family, so everybody, it wasn't just one person bringing us up. It was always a team. We had a lot of brothers and sisters. We got a family of over probably 1,000 deep as it is, but examples was always given by the respect level. We had to learn a lot of respect. That's what my family focused on. And far as that's where I got, you know, come with that from. But other than that, far as from my dad, like I said, he was there. He was in the background. He had a few things going on in his life that he took us to grandma. So grandma was really daddy. You know what I mean? So you know how that
Okay.
was. If anybody grew up with a grandma,
I
you know how that was.
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's see. My name
what'd you
is
say?
Noble. Is saying I'm learning every day over these past 17 years. I saw my own father over 40 years ago. Um, examples I drew from various men outside my household.
Man,
I'm going to drop the link in here too because anybody.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, I would like to talk about how it affected me because you did ask that
oh
question, so I
yes.
didn't get to. Um, it affected me in a lot of ways because, like, when I went to school, I went to a predominantly white school because my mother moved us out of the hood into a predominantly white neighborhood, so we thought. But getting teased by kids all the time, like you don't have your dad there, you just got your mom. We got teased by white kids all the time. Um, and it affected me a lot because in my eyes, and I don't make any excuses, but in my eyes, I felt that if I would have had my father, a father there, to someone to look up to, maybe my life would have panned out differently. Maybe I would never got a divorce and abandon my kids for a little time because of the choices that I made. Maybe I would never went to jail. But I
Mhm.
say all that to say this: it affected me in a better way because it taught me what not to do. It taught me that I need to stick things out. It taught me that I need to be there for my children. It taught me that I need to practice what I preach. It taught me how to be a father. By not having one there, taught me how to be one because everything that I wanted as a child, I now do as a father for my children.
Okay.
I want to
And did
iterate on that as well, as far as
go ahead.
on the effect part of it. The effects of it was I stay with mine now because I didn't have that bond. I
Hey,
don't
no.
think I had that bond. I don't, or maybe I didn't know what the bond should have been, but you know what I mean. From what I know now and what I grew up with,
Oh, you froze. Oh, you're back, but you froze. We couldn't hear you.
I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the respect part of it and what
Okay.
I got out of it." I said just from not having him around and what I gathered from it now just made me. makes me feel like a better man of what I do for mine. Basically, I learned a lot from not having one as well, and I know what not to do, and that made me stronger here to where my kids are gold to me. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like I got something out of not having one.
Okay. Hey, Dolph. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the feed. Hope you're well. Can you hear me? Oh, you're muted. I can hear
Pete,
you now.
you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, peace and
How are
blessings, everyone. All right, I'm doing well.
Pete?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, just to piggyback what I posted up there. I last saw my father when I was 40 years old, either through the issues that he was having with my mom or whatever the issue was, he was kept away. Um, my mother was an extra consort because he was already married.
Hmm.
So he's got other children, and I actually met them maybe once. But what I've had to draw from were men of the community. I had uncles I grew up with, but they got caught up in the street life. But they would tell me to not associate myself with street life. And then being a latchkey kid, I used to gravitate towards, believe it or not, because I rode the city bus a lot. So I used to gravitate towards drivers that were melanated. I used to watch them, what they did, how they behaved and conduct themselves in public. So that and a whole bunch of other cumulative influences were able to help shape me. And I've been able to transcend the stereotypes that people want to bestow on men that were that were raised by single mothers, because I'm not one of those stereotypes that people tend to want to say that you are just because you're raised by a female. And I'll digress.
Okay. Appreciate your comment. Let's see. We have some more questions here. Uh, this is for everybody. What made you the father that you are today? Pastor Knowledge, if you want to start, you can go ahead.
What made me the father that I am today? Um, Again, it was just the things that I wanted as a child, and I felt that pain and how it, made me feel. The pain made me the father that I am today. But I can tell you for sure that it's my heavenly father who really made me this father, because he rescued me out of a lot of bad situations that I put myself in. Nobody forced me to go into it. I put myself there. And I just vowed to myself that when I had kids of my own, and I vowed this at an early age, whether they were biologically mine or not biologically mine, that I would take care of these kids, that I would do the best that I could for them. I would be the best example I was for them. And I had to learn from my mistakes, because I made a lot of mistakes. So trial and error, really made me the father I am today.
Okay. Um, Dolph, did you want to go next?
Yeah, I suppose. Can you hear me? All right, just checking.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Um, I echo the brother's sentiment, but there's other ways. I mean, there's just a myriad of ways I was able to shape my life. Actually having a recognition, realizing who I am, and actually attaching myself to, well, masculine principles of how I viewed that a man should be, and having that in mind in crafting the way that I wanted to lead my life. And that, I think it was just embedded in me intrinsically. And I latched on to that and carried on throughout my life in my exchanges. And I had friends that actually had, somewhat more complete households. And I was able to kind of just see through their demonstration and through how their behavior was and through their interaction with their dads, how I was able to view the path that I.
Uh-oh. You froze. You froze, Dolph.
I was going to take in my own life. And in actuality,
Okay.
all right,
You're
I'm still here.
back.
Did
Yeah,
I
you're
get, did
back.
I, okay. I'm just saying, I just basically, it was, I guess, through absorption of other people and how they behaved, other men, that were part of my life at some point, even though, it wasn't like I was, all right, let me see. Okay. It wasn't like I was grabbing on or actually actively seeking some type of role model. It was like there's stuff, behavioral things that were more positive than negative that I attached myself to.
Okay, thank you for that. J Rock, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So, what made you the father that you are today?
Again, just growing up the way I did, and on top of that, just the knowledge that I've learned from things I didn't have and wanted more,
Okay.
and not just
Let's
more
see.
for me, but more for my family.
Makes sense. Okay. So now this next question I'm going to ask is for everybody as well. So, do you think Black fathers are the way they are because today because of history? And anybody can jump in and answer.
Oh, without a doubt, absolutely. It's multi, in my case, speaking for myself, it's multi-generational conditioning. It's programming. It's preconceived, all stuff is preconceived through contrivance that has led us a particular way that hasn't been constructive. It-
Oh, he keeps going out. It's okay. He'll come back. You
whether
can cut.
it's in the house, whether
Oh, there.
it's yeah, yeah, I got you. I'm trying to figure out where I left off at, but it's just been multi-generational from my viewpoint, from the way that I've seen it. It's been
Mm-hmm.
multi-generational, and it's existed for well before I was born, and it's something that we've actually been trying to undo. I've been trying to physically, personally undo, and it's been a hard task. But yeah, it's been throughout history.
Okay. Um, J Rock.
I'm here.
Okay. What's your answer to that?
One more question, one more time.
Do you think that Black fathers are the way they are today because of history?
No, not in my opinion. I believe in all the historic stuff and stuff we've been through, but I'm one of those that try to step on history and do better for myself and not worry about those past.
Okay. All right. Uh, Pastor Knowledge.
I definitely 100% believe that it has a lot to do with our history being systematically programmed, uh, and the way that we were brought up, the things that we were given, and how we were conditioned to this living has really affected a lot of us as men growing up as young men. As like the song by New Edition, it's called "Boys to Men," and that's how we had to grow up. We had to grow up like that. Or there's another song by Black Men United from the soundtrack of Jason's Lyric called "You Will Know," and it talks about everything from history on down to how we are today as men. Some of us are still boys that are in men's bodies, and it's hard for us to be a father because we don't know how much big of a responsibility it truly is to be a father, to be the head of household, to be the patriarch. It's a big responsibility, and a lot of people run from it because they weren't taught this or they weren't raised this way. So yes, I believe that history has plays the biggest part on it.
Yeah, I agree. This is a book here. I don't know if you all can see it. Uh, Saeed, the one that was on my last show, he recommended this book to me. It's called "They Stole It, But You Must Return It," and there's a whole chapter in here
Mm,
about the Black father.
I want that book.
So it goes in depth on. It's only one, two, three, four, five, six, about 6 pages in this chapter, but it also discusses what happened to the Black mother, the Black child, and the Black family.
Does that have anything to do with the Willie Lynch letter?
It mentions some things that are in there, but it doesn't
Okay.
mention the actual Willie Lynch letter in the book. but it does mention things that are inside the Willie Lynch letter in this book. Again, the book is They Stole It, but You Must Return It.
I love that name. I gotta get it.
Okay. Um, so that's why I think that it has a lot to do with history based on what I've read out of here. Um, it stems back to way, way, way back. And but I do agree with J Rock as well as not dwindling on the past and moving forward. But I mean, it is what it is. History has a major part of it. Um, do you think black fathers are more involved with their kids than other races?
I, I'm gonna say yes, and the reason I say yes is because even though we don't see it, even though we don't see it, don't necessarily mean that they're not um, out there doing what they're supposed to. You know, not everybody want everybody in their business. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it would be to the woman to say, hey, you know, this is the type of husband that I have or the father I have for my children to say, hey, there are good, I don't want to use the term black, melanated men out here that are taking care of their responsibilities. But, you know, again, we got to look at the way things are and the way we're perceived and looked at and what's put out there. There's not really a great agenda of us out there. It's more so continue to tear one another down. So yeah,
Okay. Um, Dolph, what do you think?
All right, say again. I'm sorry.
Do you think that black fathers are more involved with their kids or so-called black fathers than other races?
It depends. It depends on the scenario. It depends on how, you know, what their individual circumstances are. I think by and large they want to be involved, but the social construct or the social political construct is what keeps some of them away. Let's just be for real. Child support is one glaring thing that stands out. And there's also, you know, even in the relationships themselves, the woman is to the point of really not wanting to have involvement with the consort. So for whatever reason, whatever personal trip there is, and that creates a lot of conflict. So yeah, that's just been my point of view.
Okay. J Rock?
I'm here.
Okay. Do you think that black fathers are more involved with their kids than other races?
Heck yeah, on my end, and all of our ends. Hopefully it gets better for us all. I believe that 100%. But only thing I do not like is seeing our young black men that is out here doing these things that don't act like they even have a dad. And there's no appreciation to him for the man that was trying to be there for them. And then you got the baby mamas, you got all that type of stuff. So it's a lot to that.
Okay. Yeah, and that's funny that everybody says that because a lot of people don't say that. A lot of people say so-called black men aren't shit. Uh, so-called black men don't take care of their kids. So I actually had somebody on my panel on Bigo yesterday, and I thought they might come today, but I don't think they will be able to make it. But they actually found a study, and the study was posted on the CDC's website. It was actually done by the Pew Research Center, and it actually proves that black so-called black fathers are more involved in their children's lives than other races. So I'm going to try to share the screen here. Let's hope this works. I haven't done it too often, but let's hope it works. Can you all see that? Okay.
yes, I can
So,
see it.
okay, I'm going to go away for a
Yes, I
second. So basically it says, according to a study by the Centers for Disease Control, black fathers were the most involved with children, no matter if they lived with them or not. A greater percentage of black fathers, when compared with white and Hispanic fathers, fed or ate meals with children daily, bathed, diapered, or dressed children daily, played with children daily, and read to children daily. The study also proved that overall, American dads are more involved with childcare than in past years. Then they have some bullet points here. The bullet points that the person that came on the panel on Vigo what highlighted was number 5 and number 6. 70% of Americans say it's important for the baby to bond with mom and dad. And then it says Black fathers, 70% were most involved and likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day, compared with white, 60%, and Hispanic fathers, 45%. So a lot of people, and this is on the CDC's website. So let me pull it up so you all can see it. You can just type in CDC report on Black fathers, and it would pull it up so that you all could go read it. Hey, peace, plant style, welcome, peace and blessings. So this is on the CDC, and I thought it was quite interesting because I would never have thought that they would put that there. But then we dug deeper as to why they may have put that there. But it's just good to see something like this, uh, especially to say that we are more involved with our children than so-called society or mainstream media is saying that we are, because that's what you hear the most.
Well, that's funny though, because did they put an age group on it? Did they do anything like that though? You know what I mean?
No, they didn't put an age group. They just did a percentage.
No.
So basically, the percentage is 70% of Black fathers are most involved and likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day, compared with white at 60% and Hispanic fathers at 45%.
Hmm. Okay.
But, it's just something positive to highlight as far as so-called Black fathers, because you don't
Definitely.
hear that. You don't.
Definitely.
I mean, I know I don't. I don't hear that. I'm always hearing the negative things. I'm hearing, like I said, Black men aren't shit. Black men are deadbeats. That's all I hear, and I think that has a lot to do with indoctrination, as far as what they're showing you on TV, the music that they're playing, and things like that. What do you all think? I'm gonna stop sharing this screen.
Um, I as far as what you just said about the what they put in the media,
Hmm.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And like I said earlier, like we're perceived as what's out there in the media instead of like what some of us are doing right now. And like you were saying, black men ain't this, black men ain't that. We don't take care of our kids. We don't do that. That's what's always put out there instead of something positive, something greater. So yeah, I do definitely believe that they have something to do with it. But we can
Yeah.
make an impact too. We can make an impact too. Like I tell people all the time, I use my platform to talk about fatherhood, to not even talk about it, to show fatherhood, to show someone active in the community. All of those things.
Right. And I do have your information rolling at the bottom of the screen. If anybody wants to follow Pastor Knowledge, you can follow him on TikTok or on Instagram. Both of his tags are the same, so it's pretty easy to remember. I'll keep it up there for a second so that you all can see it. Um, what do you think about that, Dolph or J Rock, whoever wants to go first? That article. I think Dolph is froze.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll apologize. My son came down here. I had to get him a jack up to the top of the hill, but I didn't hear everything, so I'm gonna step back on that one.
Okay. Dolph, what do you have to say?
All right. I just wanted to add that on to the chat there. Well, whew,
Okay.
we know that stats can be flawed and
Okay.
skewed, and we know that stats can be manipulated, but that seems to be a pretty favorable one. But I'm led to ask why, what the motive is behind them actually projecting that. But just looking at it at face value, it looks to be a really good metric. It looks to be a really good stat. So yeah, if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. That's just how it is. I mean, I know I did, early on when my boy was starting to become a man or whatever, and I was there for him when I could be. I couldn't be there, as more than any more than I really wanted to, but we made things happen and made it work, and we'll make it work today. So yeah, that's good to know that.
Right. Yeah, I was very surprised when the article was brought up in the live, uh, because I wouldn't expect them to give us any kind of positivity like that, because they're always trying to tear us down, so-called black fathers down, whether it be with child support or, the deadbeat dad, the no good dad, the absent dad, whatever it may be. So to see a study like that was done by the Pew Research Center, which is a very reputable source, um, that shows that that's wrong, that, it really should make you think about all the propaganda that they're putting out here, to make you think that black fathers, so-called black fathers, are not involved in their children's lives. Because according to that study, and I'm pretty sure that it gets more in detailed if you were to go to the actual Pew Research website and look up the study, it may break it down into age groups. But I didn't go to their website to look up the study. I just pulled it up real fast from the CDC site, and it probably does break it down into age groups and
Well, it
everything.
might it might break it down to areas, rural areas, suburban areas. It might break it down so far that
Right.
even down to the ones that's having to pay child support to the ones that ain't or something. I don't know. That's very surprising, but again, that is something good to hear. I agree.
Yeah. Because that's all we hear is negativity. They never show anything good, especially. That's why I think that there was another agenda. There's some sort of agenda, um, that they have for putting that on the CDC. And the agenda that was brought up when we were on Bigo yesterday was, it was during the time of COVID. They were trying to get everybody to, take the jab or whatever. And so putting that article up kind of makes you relate more with the so-called black community. And oh, hey, it's on the CDC. Maybe I'll go ahead and do it.
Wow.
Something to
That
that extent.
Now that is just jacked up because I'm in the area right now. I look at and I come outside every day, and me and maybe two other guys out here, they're younger. I see them interacting with their kids. I don't see them interacting with other ones. I interact with the other kids, the fatherless, because they need some support. They need someone to show them what a real father is. They need a mentor or a counselor. Everybody suffers from some form of PTSD.
Right.
And we know what PTSD is, post-traumatic stress disorder. You don't know what type of stress somebody has been through and what the cause and effect of it is. But when I look out here, and I'm not trying to sound preachy or anything, but I see like kids out here sagging all the way down and holding guns. I see young girls out here twerking, little boys out here cussing and throwing up the middle finger. I see like all of this stuff that you see in a community where you don't see a father, but you see nothing but mothers. You know what community that is? Section 8 living,
Right.
housing. It takes the
Right.
man out of the picture and tells the woman, oh, well, you just depend on us and we got you. We're going to give you some finances and we're going to make sure that you and your kids are straight. But as long as they ain't got a dad around, we know what's going to happen. They're going to join the same system like me and Brother Dolph said earlier about history. It's you're systematically programmed into this, and it just continues going on and on and on until somebody decides to break the chain, break the cycle, the generational curse.
And that's what I was getting at. It's one that I don't believe it went part of history, but I think if I sit back and dwell on history, I'm not going to get
Right.
above what I need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But can I break
Yeah.
the chain by myself? Hell no. You know what I mean? So
Well, I'm
I'm
not. Yeah, I'm not at all suggesting that to dwell in history at all. I'm with you on
yeah,
that, bro. I'm with
yeah,
you on that.
yeah. So like I said, I'm not disagreeing with nobody on that. Everybody got their right to their opinion. I just know the way. If I sit here back and dwell on history, dude, shit. Now, if we actually got into it like that, if we really wanted to get into it, we dwelled on history, we'd be out here doing the shit the white man's doing, out here killing and all this type of stuff that they doing to us and doing, and where was they gonna put us at? So I feel like if I dwell on history, my mental game ain't right enough to do it. I can't take it. I get upset. I get angry. So that's why I know better. I gotta contain myself.
Exactly.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree with that. Self-observation, you got to really look at yourself and say, all right, if I look into this or if I do this, like, how is it going to make me feel? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you brought that up because when I was young, I didn't know how nothing really made me feel because I acted on impulse on everything. Like
Yeah.
when it came to somebody ticking me off, all I knew is I felt that rage and I wanted to knock, a cat out, trying to be,
Yes, sir.
I wanted
Whatever
to
the
knock
case
the
may
cat
be.
out.
Yeah.
Or I wanted to seek revenge on somebody. It,
Yes,
it
sir.
didn't matter who it was. If you hurt me and I felt some type of hurt or like you got the best of me, I was coming after you. I
Yes,
was a
sir.
Man,
revengeful person.
Yes,
I'm med-
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm meditating for 30 minutes a day, and I hit the punching bag the other 3 or so. So it's
Huh.
like I'm just getting rid of some of that PTSD that we're talking about that we all suffer from. Within the space of how we lived and how we came up. Each experience is their own experience, but we've come up a certain way. I know a way that I came up and what I was faced with. The men that were in my life that were my uncles that I gravitated to as role models, they're no longer with me because they're lost to the ways of the street. So I had to form that away on my own. But see, like you touched on, the angst factor, if you will. I mean, people will purposely do that so they can get you in a twist because they know the authorities are going to come and wrap you up. They know that, so they will intentionally get your goat, so to speak. But it's hard, man. It's really hard. But I just try to keep your head up. I try to. I don't tell anybody, how they should lead their life. I know I should lead mine. I'll yield.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I agree with you, brother. I definitely agree
I
with
do.
that. I have no comment towards it at all, negative at all.
Right.
100. Yeah.
You're right.
Um,
Meditating and really, like you said, some people meditate differently. But meditation is just, hey, I want to be better. Affirmation to yourself, or I'm not gonna do this today. It's kind of talking to yourself without actually speaking out loud sometimes. Because people look at you like you crazy. You start, hey, I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do this. They be like, man, who you talking to? I'm talking to myself. You
right.
gotta talk within sometimes. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. I
But
think a
enough.
lot of people
Go
need to
ahead.
come together too. Um, because there are, some so-called black fathers out there that do fit that category as deadbeat, etc. And I think that if they had people like you all, to kind of guide them in the right direction, mentor
Nobody want to listen
them,
to me.
talk to
Nobody want to
them.
listen to me. Nobody want to listen to
Um,
me.
You never know. You never
I can
know.
tell you,
You got
hey,
it.
bro, I can tell you, man, join me on
The big
TikTok,
one.
like for real. If you join me on TikTok, you'll
You got
see a
your
lot
big
of
one. You've
men.
had that for a long time.
50, man. I'll
It,
try. I try
Now,
to.
and back in my truck, they had a
I'll
small
do
one
it. I'll do the TikTok thing for
up
real.
to the
Just
right
just
top
just
row.
on the strength of what you asked me, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that on the
and the
strength.
reason I say that is because I'm starting this mentor program
Okay.
for young boys that are growing up and have to become men. And we want them to excel. We don't want them to get killed in the street anymore. We don't want them
Nope.
to fall to the system anymore. We don't want them to disrespect women or children anymore. We want them to be greater. And the only way we could do that is to get on their level. And we know these kids are all over all these platforms, and we could use it for something greater than what the world wants us to use it for. So I agree with the sister. Like we really need to start mentoring other men and boys, young kids, because they're the ones that their kids are looking for. So if we can mentor them, their kids would then listen to them, and maybe mama will listen to them. Maybe we could get back to the way that it's supposed to be. And I ain't talking about like domineering, but just everybody playing their part, just like a lion or a lioness and they cubs. You know, they have
100%.
an order
100%.
of things, and we should have the same order of things as well.
Yeah, we just want to deviate from that social order, man. That's we've lost our. I tend to have said in recent conversations with within my close circle people that we've lost our divine nature. And I'm not saying rubbing on the Bible, going to church and praising to the high or whatever, to the sky. What I'm saying is we've lost our nature. We've lost our ability to be ourselves, be our true selves. And I've only come into the fairly recent acknowledgement of that within the past 10 years. Because if you really start reading, all right, I'll say it like this. I've got rabbit holes in my heart, several rabbit holes in my heart, and I'm coming out of one to another one. It's thick, man, because it's this. When you really think about the contrivances and the instrumentation that has affected us as a mass, specifically Black men, and I'm gonna preface it. I'm gonna be clear. When I make reference to Black men, it's just gonna be for the purposes of conversation only. I don't consider myself Black, but I'm not going to get into that type of conversation today, because it's not in the context today. What I'm saying to you is, like, the mere fact that we are casted as Black is actually interwoven and is actually something that's to our detriment. And I'll just leave it at that. And I don't want to just run rimshot over because this ain't my show. But the thing that I'm looking at is like this: who's going to listen to me when? I mean, we have to be in a position as because I'm over 50. Okay, I just made my 56th lap around the sun. I used to work in.
Oh man, he froze.
Yeah, he's going with it too. That sounded
He was
good
going
too.
every time he started going in, he freaked.
The system, etc. And I know they probably dropped off. I'm probably disconnected or whatever. I'm still keep going real quick. I'm wondering how I could break through to somebody that's younger. And you touched on the point of just getting on TikTok. And once I figure out how to navigate it to be effective, because I don't want to waste anybody's time. That's been my big thing. And I want to be able to appeal to somebody that's younger and let them know that, hey, I'm not saying I'm the elder that they should listen to. They should listen to a lot of their elders and get some information from. Listen to pick and choose, qualities that you like in somebody that you feel are favorable, that are going to lend to your constructive, lend to be constructive. That's all it is. And I'll yield because I'm babble mouth right now.
I totally agree with you, and that's why I said I wanted to connect with you, because I don't even like saying that either, because it's a byword, just like the word even says it's a byword. Even the nigger word, we hear that too. And it says that
Right.
because of these things, and there's other information out there as well. Not to just touch on the Bible because it says pastor knowledge, but I read a lot of books. I don't just study the Bible. But I'm gonna tell you, it says that a lot of the things that happen to us is because of what took place back then, and why would be considered a byword, why we wouldn't know who we are or where we come from, like the brother just touched on, the elder just touched on. It's a lot of stuff that's been hidden from us, that's been taken from us, and then there's other things that's been put in place to keep us programmed to calling ourselves these names, and that's very powerful. But we won't go into that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's what.
go ahead, J Rock.
But that's where I go back into where y'all say you believe some of this comes from history. You know what I mean? It's just like some of those things like what you just said, where we program. When is it going to change? And that's why I get at where the age group come from.
Well,
Where does all of this? It's a mental game to me. If you can't be more mental than the game, then you screwed in the first place. You know what I mean?
yeah, J Rock, I definitely agree with you on that. But if we don't know nothing, right?
Yes,
If a
sir.
child grow up not knowing anything and not knowing where they come from or who they are, and you stuck this TV in front of them, or you stuck this car in front of them, you stuck everything, but they didn't know where none of it really came from or why it's there.
Yes,
It can
sir.
kind of mess somebody up. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It can
Okay.
really mess up a generation, if you will. It can mess up a
Okay.
people.
See, nobody's ever explained it to me like that. Okay. Cool. Cool. I get it now. I get it. I get it.
But yeah, this one here, do you have this one, Dolph? Make sure you get this one.
Dolph,
What
could
that?
you put yours back up or put it in the chat? Because I couldn't see it. Dang, boy, I
You
got a
can't
big
see
old
it?
forehead. Woo, look
What,
at my
You see
forehead.
it?
what that is? What? What's the
They
title?
stole it.
I'm on the
They
live
stole it,
talking.
but you must return it.
Oh yeah, that's the one you spoke on earlier. I just wrote that down. I do not have that one.
Okay.
Dolph, could you put yours in the chat? What the name of that book was?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
we
For
got
sure.
all those books.
She's
What's
got
that?
all of them.
100 amazing facts
100 amazing facts about the Negro. I
about the
wonder why my
Negro. Oh,
color
you got
looks
the
like
same?
that.
Okay, I'm about to get this book because y'all both got it.
Oh yeah, I've got so many books over here. Let me see if
That
I
man
can
look
turn
like
my
he
camera.
Ken the Thurgood Marshall.
You see my shelf over here?
Oh yeah, I see that shelf. That's a bookshelf.
Um, I'm
Nature
trying to find.
knows no color line. Oh, I like that title.
I've got that book too. It's over here
Yeah,
somewhere.
y'all got these off of Amazon?
I get my books from several different places. But some of them I do get from Amazon. These are some more good ones too. This is J.A. Rogers, Sex and Race, all 3
Okay.
volumes.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna do another YouTube show. That actually I'm gonna go through my whole library.
Have you read
But
this? Do
yeah,
you have this?
no, I don't have that.
Oh, no, I don't have that either.
Yeah, I'll
What
write that
about
one
this?
down.
This one right here? It's a thick book. It's called a pseudepigrapha.
No,
Ooh, never heard that one.
I've never heard of that one.
I like the
Man,
name. I
it
like the
get
Yeah,
deep.
name.
type them in the chat. That way,
All right, I
when,
got you.
yeah, that way people will know what these books are, and they
All
can
right.
get them. And then when it's replayed, I can go back and find them because otherwise, I will not have them. I did find this book, Dolph. I know you know Sabir.
Right.
I
Right.
finally found it. I had to pay $300, but I got it.
What that is? Oh yeah, yeah. That's on my list. That's on my list. I gotta get my ones right.
Good luck finding it. It took me a year to find it.
Yeah, I don't expect to. There's some books that are really hard to find and it requires travel.
Yeah, definitely. Another good one. Another good one. You know, because I get a lot of my book recommendations from Sabir and also Saeed. Um, but this is KRS-One's book, The Gospel of Hip Hop.
Oh, I need to get that.
Yeah, and he actually does weekly sessions every Sunday at 12 o'clock. It's called the Temple of Hip Hop. And he has gone to the UN and everything, and he is making hip hop an actual culture. So they go by this right here. One of the elements of hip hop is knowledge. So, like Sabir always says, if you're hip to something, you hop out on what you know.
Mm.
So
Yes.
that's what hip hop means. But yeah, those books are definite books to have, especially this one. The 100
Yeah, I'm about
Amazing
to get
Facts about
that.
the Negro. Yeah, make sure you get this one though. Don't get the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another one on there. But I have so many books over there. It's ridiculous. But the next YouTube that I do, I am gonna go through my whole library. I might have to break it up because I do have reading is fundamental 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that I've done on here. You can actually see the growth of my books on each show that I do. Um, at first, I was in the basement and I didn't even have a bookshelf. I just used a dresser, and you could see them pile up. So I have law dictionaries. I have, the Constitution. I have etymology books, dictionaries, history books, etc. I even have books by Adolf Hitler. So I don't just limit myself to one particular specific type of book.
No, you can't do that. You can't do it. You got in order to fit from a platform of knowledge, you have to, read different books.
Right, right. Let's see. I guess we can do one last question, and then we can just kind of make it an open floor, and we can discuss whatever you like to discuss. What do you think we can do as a people to help encourage other Black fathers?
May I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say start
Right.
using these platforms, to reach people because people are always holding their phones. They always got a device, whether they're at work, they on break, they sitting on the toilet, like you name it. They always have a phone in their hand. But I feel like us just coming together really coming together at a rapid rate. Because I don't know the people that Dolph know. Dolph don't know the people I know. J Rock don't know the people I know. We don't know everybody you know, but we all know
Right.
somebody that knows us, and we can spread the word like that. Word of the mouth travel faster than anything. So if we could
Right.
just do that and come together at a rapid rate, we'll see a major shift and a major change, especially for the youth, because they the next ones that's up.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
apologize. My signal keeps dropping, y'all. I think it's on my end, so I apologize if I keep losing y'all.
Yeah, you're fine. And what do you think, J Rock? What do you
I,
think that we as a people can do to help encourage other Black fathers?
stuff like what you're doing right now. I mean, I wish you can get more people out here to start coming up stuff like this because all these kids and new fathers on this internet stuff. If you can't go out here and preach every day in the park or nothing, this is where it's at. Everybody's on the internet and TV, cell phones and stuff, text messaging. So this is where I think it's going to have to start if it's really going to happen.
Yeah. Dolph, what do you think?
Well, you already know. We just got to keep flexing on here, on this medium, and using it towards something constructive, not something that's going to break us down. We need to use it in a positive sense and look at it from the aspect of that we are
Your
saving.
mic's going out.
All right, how's that? Check, 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 check.
There
There
you
you
go.
are.
All right. We basically have to look at it from the standpoint of that we have to save
It
ourselves.
went away again. It's okay. He's just having technical difficulties, you all. Just please
Also,
bear with him. Go ahead, Pastor
Also,
Knowledge.
sis, I definitely feel like if we had more women to have these type of subjects, like what you're doing, but have them like talk more about stuff like this, like send it to your homegirl, send it to
Mm-hmm.
because the women are the ones just like the women bring the men in a negative way, the women can do it in a positive way. Like look at the
Correct.
media, how a woman with a sexy body or all the curves and half nakedness will draw men in. Look how
Mm-hmm.
y'all could draw us in doing this right here, talking about something positive. We could wake up the women and the men on this platform if we
Right.
just used it the right way. And I think that you are one to actually do that because you have a large scale of people that follow you.
Well, I appreciate that. I do my best to share any knowledge that I have and promote positivity and try, not try, but do my best to and uplift our people and help them in any kind of way that I can, whether it's sharing knowledge, having shows like this where we discuss specific topics. I do my best.
Well, anytime you do this, I plan on being involved in some way, shape, or form. You got that from me.
Well, I
And I,
appreciate it, y'all.
I'm gonna
I'm
try to
here.
do.
Look,
I'll try to do my best too. And I apologize to all of y'all that I'm here. I just had something going on when it was time to do it. I apologize, but I'll try to do my best to be here and make it happen. So.
man, you don't have to apologize for being a father and having some father son time.
Right,
You got to hook up that ride though, man. You know what I'm
Right.
It's coming. It's
But
right.
coming.
whenever you have conversations, I am able and available. I'll even give you my phone number. You can text me or email me, whichever one it is, and I'll come through. If it's a last minute deal and I'm available, I will definitely come through.
Okay. Yeah, definitely send me that stuff on Bigo or on WhatsApp. Just send me. Well, I already got your WhatsApp, so I can just talk to you that way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly.
Dolph, I don't know how you would get it to me. Um, Dolph, you should download Bigo. I am on Bigo, so I do go live on Bigo every day at 11, and I hold panels, and we discuss all.
What
It's called
happened?
I titled it the Knowledge Box,
Cut
and
them
we
off?
discuss all different types of knowledge over there. Everybody's welcome. Everybody gets
It's
a
got to be a
voice.
soft sauce. I don't
Uh,
even do it. But I need a net to
oh,
cut on
Roderick
it.
was in here.
So
I didn't
so when I
see
cut
him.
it, I can run the net on and off.
I'm gonna mute you for a second, J Rock. Go ahead. Let's see. Yeah, but on Bigo, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Download. Here we go. It's at the bottom of the screen. So it's Bigo Live. And if you just download Bigo Live and then my Bigo ID on there is the same as my YouTube channel.
saying?
Unity is essential.
I tried that and I was getting a bunch of requests I didn't necessarily feel were prudent to me.
You gotta ignore those and just type in that Beagle ID.
You definitely do, man. Because I had been on Bigo for like 2 years, and I had got big on there, and they banned me off of the page because some people paid for me to get off of there. But man, I'm telling you, them folks gonna hit you up all day. They gonna hit you up all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get no one to twerk all up in my face. I ain't with that.
Yeah, they want your money. They want that moolah.
Right, basically. But yeah, so I try to bring people from Bigo over here, and I try to bring people from here over to Bigo because I'm not on Bigo sitting on a bouncing ball, twerking, half naked, or any of that stuff. I'm on Bigo to do what I do here, what I've been doing here, which is to encourage our people to read, encourage our people to travel,
Respect.
uplift our people, and
Respect.
that's what I do on Bigo. I don't do anything else but that. And I've been doing it since October of last year. I have not stepped off my square. I continue to do that, and I will continue to do that, and I will not step off my square. So I've been approached by several people on that application. Oh, you
Wow.
could get more beans if you did this. You can get more views if you did this. And I won't do it. I'd rather be surrounded by a small group of loyal people than a large group of unloyal people. And that's just
Facts, facts. And I'm glad you stuck to your square, because a lot of people
Yeah.
will give in. They ask me the same thing. Hey, why don't you do this, man? You doing it? I'm like, nah, man. I'm gonna keep on doing what the Lord told me to do. I'm not doing what y'all want. Every time I do something somebody else tell me to do, I get in trouble.
yeah. And what's crazy is I actually look
Right.
back. I look back at those people that asked me to do these specific things, and they're either A, no longer on that application, B, they're no longer hosting, or C, they have lost their whole following.
Okay.
So, I always do my best to stay to what I am true to. It's in my heart. Like I said, I have two people that are teachers that I learned from. One of them,
Yep.
and the other one was on here last week, Saeed.
Yeah, I
And
caught
then,
that.
I just do my own knowledge myself. I mean, my own research myself.
Hmm.
All they did was plant the seed. It was up to me. It was up to me to grow it.
All
It
right.
wasn't. So let me show this article one more time, just for anybody that's new that came in here, because I do find it quite interesting and it is a very good read. You can find this article on the CDC, and it does specifically state in this article, and it gives percentages and everything that so-called black fathers are mostly and are most involved in their children's lives. Um, and then we'll scroll down so you can see it. So it says Black fathers, 70%, were most involved and likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day, compared with white at 60% and Hispanic fathers at 45%. Again, you can find this on the CDC's website. You can also go to the Pew Research Center, if you see right here, and you can research it further, because I'm pretty sure that they have something there that will allow you to get more in depth as far as the statistics of where they got that information from. But it makes me happy to see that, because that's something positive, and they barely put out anything positive about us, especially when it comes to a so-called black father. So, anybody have any last words they would like to say, Pastor Knowledge? Anything you would like to say before we end this live?
Yeah, I would just like to say, first and foremost, I thank you. Thank the Most High. Thank God for you. Or as some people would say, the Sky Daddy, for you allowing me to be on this platform and fellowshipping with the brothers and building together. And I just encourage everybody, if anything, man, just start coming together in a positive way, and not these negative way anymore. Not with this negative energy, but positive energy. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you for that. And I appreciate you for coming on the feed. You're welcome to come back anytime. I'm going to put together another show. Hopefully, I can get my friend Sabrina from France because she's a revolutionary, and I do want her to come on here and talk about that because she is a diehard true revolutionary. She is willing to die for our people, and she will tell you that to your face. Dolph, did you have something that you wanted to end in closing?
Yeah, just know yourself, know your true self, and hey, let's get it cracking.
All right, J Rock, are you there? Oh goodness. Do you have anything in closing?
Yeah, you muted me, so I thought you was gonna unmute me. My fault. Yeah, I was
Oh, I'm
listening to all
sorry.
that. I appreciate nice meeting everybody, man. Let's get it going, and much love. Y'all take it easy.
Okay. Well, thank you again, everybody, for coming. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe, share the video out to everybody so that we can get this information out as actual positive information about so-called Black fathers. And I will be doing another YouTube video soon where it's going to be a reading is fundamental. So I'm going to go through my library. It's probably going to be split up into several different segments because I have so many books now compared to when I first started. And then, like I said, please download Bigo Live and follow me there. My Bigo ID is Unity is Essential. It's the same as my YouTube. And that's pretty much all I have to say. And thank you, everybody that is watching. And I thank all the people that will watch in the future on the replay that did not get to catch the live. But my Doberman is over here. Ugh, she's there. But peace and blessings to all of you all. Thank you for coming. And I'm going to go on and remove you all. Thank you, Dolph. I appreciate you. Have a great day on purpose. Thank you, J Rock. I appreciate you. Have a great day on purpose. And Pastor Knowledge, I appreciate you. Have a great day on purpose. All of your information, if you all want to follow Pastor Knowledge, I'm sorry, my Doberman is very jealous. If you want to follow Pastor Knowledge, please make sure you look in the description. I do have all of his tags and everything there so that you can follow him on all of his platforms.
Hey sis,
So,
will you be sending this out, like emailing it as far as we can view it or
it's
share
going to
it?
be on my YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It's on
That's
there.
cool.
As soon as I end the live, you'll be able to see it. It'll pop up.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you so much for coming. And I think it
Thank
was
you
a
for
great
having me.
build. I learned a lot, and hopefully everybody that was watching learned a lot. And we shed some positive light on so-called Black fathers. So have a great day on purpose, Pastor Knowledge, and we'll be in touch.
Right.
Okay? Thank you.
Right.
Okay, peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you for watching. Please tune in for future streams. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the next reading is fundamental. And it's going to take me a while because if you see over there, you see all my books that I have. So I'm going to actually be going through every single book, where I got it from, how many pages are in it, and a brief synopsis of the book, but not too much, just so you can go buy the book. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Have a great day on purpose. Peace.